Deinocheirus was a strange dinosaur in Asia roughly 70 million years ago during the Late Cretaceous period. Scientists should have defined its appearance or behavior for up to 50 years after its discovery. This dinosaur is similar to a big goose due to its beaked head, a camel due to its hump, and an ostrich because of its legs. The specimen was assigned as a holotype of the genus single species. No additional relics were unearthed for nearly 50 years, and their nature remained unclear. Two more complete specimens were released in 2014, shedding light on numerous aspects of the species. Portions of these new specimens were plundered from Mongolia a few years ago but were returned in 2014. Because Deinocheirus was mainly known for its forelimbs, determining its taxonomic connection was tricky, and numerous possibilities were presented. Osmolska and Ronevix first decided that Deinocheirus did not fit in any of the theropod families that had already been recognized. Therefore, they formed the Deinocheiridae, a new monotypic family placed in the infraorder Carnosauria. This was primarily because of the massive size and thick-walled limb bones, but they also discovered some parallels with Ornithomimus and, to a lesser extent, Allosaurus. John Ostrom hypothesized in 1971 that Deinocheirus belonged to the Ornithomimosaurian, noting that it possessed both Ornithomimosaurian and non-Ornithomimosaurian characteristics. In 1976, Regin Barsbold named the order Deinocheirosauria, which included the ostensibly related taxa Deinocheirus and Therizinosaurus. Several subsequent writers maintained a link between Deinocheirus and the long-armed Therizinosaurus, but they're not thought to be closely related today. The genus Deinocheirus mirificus translates as terrible hand in Greek, referring to the dinosaur's best preserved part, its forelimbs. Paleontologists first discovered the section of the dinosaur, measuring up to 8 feet long. The humerus is 34.9 inches long, the ulna is 27.1 inches long, and the claws are up to 7.7 inches long. An adult Deinocheirus weighed 14,330 pounds and reached 16 feet tall. The whole body measured up to 36 feet in length. Unlike most bipedal dinosaurs with relatively short arms, this dinosaur's arms were extremely massive, with blunt claws on its 3 fingernails. It also has tiny blunt claws in its legs and towering neural spines forming a sail along its back. The Deinocheirus cranium was approximately 3.36 feet broad. Deinocheirus was a bulky dinosaur. However, it had hollow bones, which made the dinosaur lightweight. It had tall and relatively straight dorsal ribs. Deinocheirus also had an S-curved neck. The curvature of this dinosaur's neck was greater than that of other Ornithomimosaurs. The skull was long, narrow, and tall, with a broad bill at the end. The jaws bore a beak instead of teeth, and the dinosaur's leg did little running. The 3 Deinocheirus specimens discovered were from the Nemegt Formation in the Gobi Desert of southern Mongolia. Scientists believe Deinocheirus was extensively spread within the formation since the 3 known specimens were found 50 kilometers apart. Where the fossils were discovered most likely contained shallow lakes, mudflats, streams, and river channels subject to recurrent droughts. Deinocheirus omnivorous habits suited the river systems of the Nemegt Formation. The habitat was comparable to that of modern-day Botswana's Okavango Delta. Deinocheirus would have consumed vegetation and tiny animals, including fish, in this habitat. It might have fought for trees with other huge herbivorous dinosaurs like the theropod Therizinosaurus, Titanosaurian sauropods, and the smaller hadrosaurid Saurolophus. Deinocheirus' sole predators were other enormous dinosaurs. Tyrannosaurids like Alioramus and Tarbosaurus shared habitats with Deinocheirus, as did troodontid like Tokisaurus and Borogovia. Zofia Kielin-Chewarowska, a Polish paleontologist, found the earliest known fossil remnants of Deinocheirus. On July 9, 1965, she found the bones as part of a group trip by Mongolian scientist Regin Barsbold. The first fossil of this dinosaur was discovered in the Gobi Desert's Nemegt Basin. The expedition crew found the specimen buried in sandstone on a tiny hill. It was made up of 2 forelimbs, one of which lacked claws. Furthermore, found were 3 dorsal vertebrae, a whole shoulder girdle, 5 ribs, and various internal organs. The fossil got its name from its never-before-seen arms. Scientists found new fossil remains from the original Deinocheirus discovery location in 2006. The new elements were gastralia pieces with bite marks on them. Scientists identified Tarbosaurus bite marks. This indicates that the original fossil was most likely the victim of a Tarbosaurus assault. This explains the bone's fragmentary form and poor preservation. Nevertheless, scientists could identify the rest of the strange dinosaur 40 years after its discovery. By 2013, Lee, Barsbold, Curry, and colleagues had reported the discovery of 2 Deinocheirus specimens ahead of the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology's annual conference. Alton Ula IV discovered one of the fossils during the 2006 trips, although fossil poachers had already destroyed it. In 2009, Bugland Sav found the second specimen. Poachers had also unearthed it, removing the head, hands, and feet but leaving only a single toe bone intact. The stolen bones were returned to Mongolia by the Belgian Museum on May 1, 2014. The finding of these additional fossils sheds new insight into the Deinocheirus half-century-old enigma. Deinocheirus, unlike other Ornithomimosaurs, was an omnivore. The dinosaur possessed a duck-like beak, indicating it foraged in water or near the ground, like Hydrosaurus and sauropods. Scientists also found that Deinocheirus had a weak biting power based on examinations of its jaw muscles. It also has a big mouth for sucking in food. As a result, the dinosaur is more likely to graze on soft plants near water sources or in the forest understory. Scientists discovered almost 1,400 stomach stones ranging in size from 0.31 to 3.4 inches in the stomach of one Deinocheirus individual. There are ideas that, like birds today, these stomach stones assisted a toothless Deinocheirus in grinding its food. Scientists discovered fish vertebrae and scales among the gastroliths, indicating Deinocheirus was an omnivore. Deinocheirus became extinct around 66 million years ago during the KT extinction event. This catastrophic extinction event killed off more than 90% of the remaining non-avian dinosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous period. Experts think a big devastating event with global consequences, such as a massive asteroid impact or volcanic activity, triggered this event. And with that, we've come to the end of our video, so make sure to like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos.